Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 13, Episode 12. Nice to meet you again. All right, well, we just start this episode off with a flurry of exercise. Gina's over at Emily's house and they are working out in her living room with her personal trainer. Kelly is in, I guess, a Pilates class where she's making a sexual innuendo to nobody. Kelly's like, I love being on my knees. And then she looks around like, I don't think anybody heard her because she's looking to her left and right like, am I right? Anyone? No? Oh, Kelly, we heard ya. Then we cut to Shannon's house, and Shannon is working out with her personal trainer, and oh God, bravo. We see poor Archie laying in the hall outside a closed bedroom door, where we hear Shannon say, does it feel like it's tight? And the trainer goes, I'm just gonna get the blood pumping. Oh my God, bravo. All we were missing was the porn music. Okay, back to Emily's house. In case you were wondering why poor Archie had to be put out in the hall, Fisker explains it all. That dog is actively participating in this workout. Let's just put it that way. Vocally and physically jumping and barking and trying to follow every step and every move they make. I'm sure the trainer loved it. Anyway, that ends so that Gina and Emily can get to trashing Shannon. Yeah. Shannon is incredibly selfish. Get with the program, girls. Tamra already revealed that 3 episodes ago. We know. We get it. Not to mention the fact that she's a housewife and you guys are all incredibly selfish. We know. The interesting part of this scene was the fruit bowl displayed on Emily's counter and the not 1, but 2 cans of whipped cream stuck in there. What is that? Oh my God. I want the story behind that. No refrigeration? One of the caps was off? I mean, forget Shannon. Talk to me about this Ready Whip situation. Is it like something from My Strange Addictions? I mean, I want the deets. That is just not something you see every day on someone's counter in their fruit bowl. Also, I have to say, it's making me question how healthy that smoothie is that Emily is making for Gina. Because did you see the ingredients? I'm sorry. It's all fruit. It's just she took a banana and strawberries and then like some frozen berries and mixed them up. Oh my God. What did she use for the liquid? Kool-Aid? I mean, it's just barely a smoothie. Oh, the other funny thing was that Gina was trying to have a conversation between the pulses of that magic bullet. So anyway, Next, they talk about Emily going to see the fertility doctor to discuss her options. And Gina said, oh yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm working something out with Matt. So the plan is that she's going to move out of the house for the weekends and stay at, I don't know, this place her girlfriend found for her so that the kids don't have to leave. And Gina will be there, I guess, Monday through Friday, and Matt will be there on the weekends. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. It's just a stupid arrangement. I don't mean for the kids' sake. It provides, continuity for the children. It's just the weekend, and Matt's hardly home anyway. I just feel like when he's there, Gina, you guys are best friends. Why don't you just hang out together? You could go to movies or take the kids to the park and play, and the kids would never know that you're not intimate with him or something. He could sleep on the couch or, oh, I have a better idea. Gina, you could sleep in that fake bedroom. The one with the eternal flame at the end of it. You could go sleep in that Bravo only room and let Matt sleep in your bedroom. I'm just saying that because you guys are such good friends. Anyway, this little arrangement is bringing out the divorce attorney in Emily, because she's, and I think doing actually a good job of advising her that, that's fine if you want to try this for, 6 months or something, but don't make this messier than it needs to be. Like, you guys really just kind of need to divide your stuff and go your separate ways. But next, we are at Tamra's house, and she is talking to Eddie about how, I just got home and now I'm going to another thing at Shannon's house. Sorry. And then she asks him if he was checking his heart rate, which he was supposed to be doing with this AFib app. And I guess he hadn't, because then he does it on camera and the reading comes back possible AFib. Yeah, that's not good. Over at Shannon's house now, she has a cook there with her, I guess, and she's preparing for all the ladies to come over for dinner. She just got back, I guess, the day before from her QVC trip, and she's talking to her like, I don't know why I planned this, because I'm tired and now I have a house full of people. So the ladies start to arrive one by one. Gina appears to be making an effort with Shannon, but as Gina says to the confession cam, Shannon doesn't ask me one single question about myself, like, how are you? Or, she goes, she doesn't have to ask me my social security number, but just how are you would be nice. But again, why are you expecting that out of Shannon? Shannon's kind of all about Shannon, and really has been for quite a while now. I don't know that we should try to make Shannon change. I'm just saying I don't think that's realistic. We just need to learn to love Shannon the way she is. I think that would be Gina's best bet. You either love her or you don't, but you're not going to change her. Or any of them. Anyway, Tamra proposes a girls' trip, which was already hinted at by Kelly last week. And I wonder if Kelly wasn't supposed to say anything. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if Bravo promised Tamra that she could be the one to bring it up. I'm always suspicious of these girls' trips, that they have to go on a girls' trip. That's part of the formula of the show. They have to go on two, I think. And it's always this thin thread of a reason why they have to go there. Last year, it was some ridiculously concocted reason that Lydia had to be in Iceland for Nobleman magazine. Come on. Did she do anything for that magazine the entire time they were there? And I said last year, why does Bravo do that? Why don't you just say, okay, it's time for a girls' trip? So now this is Tamra suggesting that they all go on a girls' trip to celebrate Shannon, to celebrate Shannon's success with QVC. Okay. Whatever, they want to go someplace warm, and I think they pretty quickly all agree on Jamaica. To the confession cam, Kelly goes, I'm really looking forward to going to Jamaica for two reasons, the food and the herb. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like weed and the Bravo Housewives would not be a good combination. Because, could you imagine them all being just mellow and relaxed? No, the camera crew would have nothing to film. I don't see that working. Then Vicky turns to Emily and Gina and says, how are you two with babysitters? Are you going to be able to, work it out? And Emily said, oh yeah, we've got a nanny and I'll just, we'll make it work. And then Gina said something like, well, I've got an almost ex-husband. I don't know what that means. In terms of babysitting, is that better or worse? I don't know. But she does have Miss Lupe. So she said, yeah, she could make it work out. However, the conversation makes Gina get very emotional. I guess she and Matt had planned to go to Cabo. That was the last trip they had planned and then never went because of the separation. So she's crying because she bought all these really expensive bikinis and didn't have anywhere to wear them. So she's looking forward to breaking them out in Jamaica. I guess. I guess. While all this conversation is going on and Gina's getting more and more emotional, I should say that Shannon and Tamra are in the kitchen seeing to the dinner and getting things prepared. So they were not part of this. Emily is now comforting Gina, and Gina's getting upset about really just thinking through what this divorce kind of means. She loves her in-laws and her nieces and nephews from her husband's family. And she said, I just feel like, am I never going to see them again? I can't imagine that. They're my family too. And so she's getting things are starting to hit her. Let's put it that way. Now Shannon and Tamra are starting to maybe become aware of something's going on in the other room, because Shannon says, oh, well, I'm glad I'm not part of that. I don't even know her that well, but this divorce thing, she really needs to lower her expectations, because David and I thought we were going to make this nice and easy for the girls too, and that didn't last. Okay, so now I'm going to question the editing a little bit, because if it's not the editing, then Shannon is really like angrily wanting people to sit down at the table now. Okay, I don't want the food to get cold. I really want you all here now. Everyone get to the table. And it's a little, I don't know, it's a little uptight for a hostess, maybe, to be demanding that everybody, after sitting around for as long as they were, waiting for the food to cook, to now rush to the table. But it could also be because, surprise, the meal that she's serving is something that she's working on for her new line of meals. Anyway, as she's telling everyone to sit down, Gina goes and says, oh, I need to go to the restroom and freshen up. And Shannon looks pissed at that. And somebody said, oh yeah, she had a moment. She needs to just freshen up. Oh well. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm saying I hope this was editing, because it makes Shannon look like, how dare she not sit right down at my dinner? Gina did come right out to the table. It probably took her 2 minutes in the bathroom to make sure her mascara wasn't running. And we're getting these looks back and forth between the two. Again, I don't know if it's editing, but they are making it seem like Shannon's not gonna have it. Shannon can tell that Gina's upset, but she's not going to address it at all, because this is all about her meal. This is also funny. As she's explaining what everything is, Kelly's already tucking into the potatoes. This is great. I mean, she's complimentary, but you could tell that Shannon wanted to explain the meal first and then have people try it, It was something she's thinking about for fall or winter, and it was pork tenderloin and a garlic mashed cauliflower. As somebody who wants to get off carbs, I like cauliflower, but it doesn't taste like potatoes. And if you tell me it does, you're lying or you're kidding yourself. I wish it tasted more like potatoes. And I'm not even saying it tastes bad, but don't tell me that this is my faux potato. Anytime I've attempted to make cauliflower rice taste like rice, or mashed cauliflower taste like potato, it doesn't. It doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste like potatoes. So anyway, Kelly likes it. Kelly loves it. Shannon asks Gina if she needs another tequila, and Gina goes, no, I really shouldn't be drinking, how I'm feeling. And again, Shannon won't take the bait. And Gina's just kind of shooting daggers at her. It's not good, but Shannon's not going to have anything ruin her party. So she just talks about the trip now. I really need to get away. I need this trip to Jamaica. Okay, next, Kelly and Jolie are going back to the place where they helped serve food to the homeless the last time. And this time they are not only serving food, but then they're going to do cleanup later, which Kelly said is the job nobody wants to do. And Jolie goes, I want to do it. Oh. Side note, Jolie is so cute here. She is adorable. As they were serving the food, they were talking, and she said, I just think about the babies and stuff, and it breaks her heart. She's She's a little sweetie. Next, Kelly and Gina are going for a walk. And guess what? Gina's talking about Shannon. I don't know, maybe it takes her mind off of her divorce. Kelly tells her, I wasn't friends with her for a long time. But once you're in good with Shannon, then she's got your back. She really does. Gina's basically saying, but why is it that we have to wait for however long it takes Shannon to decide that, you're okay and she's going to let you in? She's not wrong. But again, Shannon's been a housewife longer than you have, so you're new here. It's just kind of that hazing period that the new housewives get, You better ingratiate yourself to these women until they take you in, and then, then you got a sweet gig with Bravo. Anyway, Kelly seems to think that they're going on this trip will speed things along for her, and yeah, they're going to speed things along, but not necessarily in a good way. Let's not forget Ireland, Kelly, with you and Tamra, okay? Next, we see Emily and Shane, and they are walking into a restaurant, the Fig and Olive, and I don't know if they parked far from the restaurant or what, but apparently there's a little walking involved, and Shane mentions, if I knew I was going to be walking with you, I would have worn my tall shoes. For some reason, this whole scene revolves around Shane's height, because after that comment, they sit down, and then Shane says, I need a booster seat. And Emily said, here you can sit on this pillow. To which he is deadpan, no expression, and doesn't even appear to answer her. Then Emily says, so I just came from bathing suit shopping with Tamra. Ugh, who wants to go bathing suit shopping with Tamra? And he goes, I do. Okay, so here's the thing. That comment was mildly amusing, but dude, you gotta follow that up with a compliment to your wife. She's acknowledging that she felt insecure bathing suit shopping, which is like traumatic experience for most women, but to do it with your friend who owns a fitness studio? No, thank you. So the only comment that your husband has to make is that he would like to go bathing suit shopping with your friend? No. You got to back that up with a compliment. Tell her you love her and tell her how beautiful she is. Your wife is feeling insecure and you need to help her shut that down. Then he makes her wait for cheers. I don't even know what to say about that. It's not necessarily mean, but it was just weird. They got their drinks and she's holding hers up and he takes a sip of his Diet Coke and she goes, no, we have to do cheers. And he holds up a finger, wait, while he continues to sip his Coke first. It's not funny. I was looking at my notes. I just wrote weird. So Emily mentions the doctor's appointment and he said, oh, good, tell him I said hi. And she said, well, what do you think about that? And he said, no. And she said, that I've always wanted to have 2 girls. And he said, yeah, and I've always wanted to be 6 feet tall, but that's not going to happen either. Now, again, I hate when I have to agree with Shane, but his feelings about having children are as valid as hers. And if he doesn't want to, then you can't. But I almost never agree with his delivery. He's just not very sensitive. To the confession cam, Emily says, the 3 kids that we have are a lot, and they're a lot of work, and I understand it. And so while my head agrees with Shane, my heart does not agree with Shane. So, I feel bad for her. Next, we move on to Vicky, and she and Steve's daughter Amanda and her boyfriend are going over to Michael and Danny's house. So the 3 couples are sitting on the rooftop patio at Michael's house, and Vicky says, isn't it funny how none of us are married, but we still love our partners? Oh, Vicky. Oh my God, Vicky. Nobody is thinking that except you. You're shocked that you still love your partner, but you're not married. So Amanda, Steve's daughter, says to Vicky, well, I think sometimes marriage ruins it, right? Vicky, I don't think it ruins it. Of course not. Vicky, you believe in marriage so much that you want to do it for a third time. She's hilarious, though. Then she goes and pressures everyone to have babies, so. Next, we see Emily and Shane's parents at the doctor's office. Yeah, Larry and Perry have gone with Emily to see the fertility doctor, which I actually think is very sweet. The story is that Perry is the one that found this doctor in the first place for them. Larry stays in the waiting room with the twins, and who were actually, I have to say, very sweet this time, and they hugged the doctor. Well, one of them did, but the other one wasn't obnoxious or anything. And to the confession cam, Emily is telling us that Larry and Perry have been married for like 45, 46 years, and how cute it is, and they're together all the time, and that Larry takes Perry to get her hair done, and like he just waits outside for her. And then Emily says that someday she hopes that, I can barely say this with a straight face, that Shane will take her to her hair appointments and wait for her. Oh, Emily, honey, no, that's not going to happen. I'm saying this right to you, Emily. I know you don't know me, and I don't know you or Shane very well at all. In fact, the only thing I know is what I see on the show, and we're only 12 episodes in, but I can already tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, Shane will not take you to a hair appointment and sit outside. No. I'm sorry that I have to be the one to tell you that. Okay, so Emily gets her options from the doctor, which is what she went there for. First of all, she says to the doctor, I want a girl. And he said, oh, that's not a problem. We've got plenty of girls. Because she's got like 9 embryos and maybe lots are girls. And then he said, I assume your sister will carry for you again? And she said, no. Well, now the doctor looks very worried. And then Perry said, no, she said the oven's closed. So, which, I mean, no shame in her game. That sister was amazing to have carried, I think, Annabelle and the twins, right? So she has every right in the world to close that oven. But Emily said, so you really don't think I should carry it all again? And I mean, come on, you almost died. I don't think anybody that cares about you would want you to carry again, In fact, that's what Shane should have said. In addition to the fact that I really don't want any more children, I have 5. I love you and I don't want to risk losing you. I can't even imagine those words coming out of Shane's mouth, though. So she's got 4 options. 1, continue storing them. 2, she could donate her eggs to science. 3, she could donate her eggs for adoption. Or 4, destroy the eggs. And the doctor said, all of these options are emotional. The least emotional would be option 1, to just keep storing them. She basically says, yeah, that's what I have to do. I just have to keep storing them then. But it's quite a dilemma. I was thinking about it a lot, all of her choices. While my gut instinct thinks that it would be amazing to donate the eggs for adoption, I understand how difficult that decision could be. I would have to think long and hard about that decision, but that was my gut instinct. So just for fun, I'm going to put the question to you guys, and I'm going to do a poll question up here. If you were Emily and you could only do one of those 4 things, what would your gut reaction be? Keep storing them? Donate them to science, which I think is also an incredible thing. Donate them for another couple, or destroy them. I'm interested in what you guys think. All right, so the doctor asks her, do you think Shane is persuadable? And Emily goes, well, Shane is always persuadable. What? Not the Shane I know. But she said, I have to ask myself, is that what I want to do? That was an interesting comment to me. And it really got me thinking and wondering, do you think she had to persuade Shane to have the twins and maybe even Annabelle? Do you think he thought, I have 2 kids already, I don't want any more? I don't know. I'm wondering, just because it would explain some things to me. Like it would explain why Emily, who appears to be the breadwinner, a working attorney, a mom who does it all, comes home from work, makes dinner, and then has to go investigate where the poop is, while Shane just stands there. Like, that would kind of explain that. You know what I mean? You know how like a kid begs and begs and begs for a puppy and promises, I'll take care of it myself, I promise, I'll take care of it? Could this be a situation similar to that? I'm wondering. Just a thought. Otherwise, I mean, I do not see Shane being persuadable. But theoretically, Emily knows him better than I do. Theoretically. The doctor does suggest that they go to therapy as a couple and try and figure this out, which sounds like very sound advice to me. I'm wondering if she can even persuade Shane to go to therapy, though. I mean, there's been no wavering in his opinion that he wants no more kids. At least not that we've seen. So I don't know how she thinks she can talk him into it. She tried with the, you don't want any little Emilys? No, he doesn't. He did not budge with that little ploy. All right, now Kelly and Shannon meet for lunch. Kelly says that Michael came over and they watched a movie together as a family. And it was fun. It was funny. They were laughing and everything. And she got a text from him the next day saying how nice he thought it was and he had a good time and that he thinks it's really good for Jolie. She appreciates when they make an effort to like do things as a family. And Shannon's reply, oh, that would never happen with David. First of all, you're not wrong. That would never happen with you and David. But secondly, Shannon, come on. Not every single thing is about you or has to be related back to your situation, your life, your divorce. Sometimes you can just listen to a friend tell a story. For your own sake, listen to your friends and don't internalize everything. I don't think that's good for you. That constant comparing of their lives to yours, like that's not going to serve you well. So the conversation gets around to Gina, and Shannon said, Gina with that little outburst at my house. Have you talked to her since then? And Kelly goes, yeah, she thinks you're hard to get to know. Which was actually the least explosive way to put it. I kind of was proud of Kelly for not throwing kerosene on a fire for once, you know? And Shannon goes, what? Oh, God help me. What did I do? She goes, I like her. I mean, she's 21 years younger than me. I don't know how much we have in common, but I do like her. Then she says, I don't know either of them, her or Emily. And I swear to God, if I hear Emily say one more time, are we going to get the fun Shannon tonight? I'm waiting for the fun Emily. Have you seen that yet? I haven't. All right, that's where this episode ends. And you guys, brace yourselves because we are headed to Jamaica. And by the looks of it, it's going to be a bit of a wild trip. Okay, guys, it is time for a viewer question. And this week, the question comes from Amy Glatt. And Amy says, Ms. Jill, what happened to reading viewer comments after your show? I really enjoyed that. Okay, this is for you, Amy. I did answer Amy in the comment section, and what I said was I wasn't sure if anybody liked it, and I'm always really worried about my videos going too long and being boring, I guess. But I realized that it was sort of my insecurities coming out, I guess. I feel like I don't know how long I would hold anybody's attention, and so a half hour is sort of this like barometer in my head because I always feel like that's about as long as somebody could stand my face talking, right? There have been a couple of you that said, no, your videos could be even longer and we would like it, which is super sweet and I appreciate it very, very much. So I'm going to try to be I'm going to try not to worry about that so much. Also, it's at the end, so if you guys are done with my talking face, that's okay. I don't blame you. We can say goodbye now. So I would just like to say that I am going to go back to answering your questions on air. And again, I will just say, if for some reason you would like me to not use your name on the air, just let me know that in the comment. So now I would like to address this very interesting phenomenon to me, which is people who either don't like the Housewives anymore or just don't watch the Housewives for one reason or another, but still like my recaps. Maria Malero says, "Why waste an hour watching this show when I could listen to you?" Then I have Bonnie Valverde, who doesn't have cable, but says that I'm her informer. Jill Banning said, "I didn't even watch this episode, but she liked the recap." Elizabeth Gonzalez said the episode was boring, but she watched my recap. I could go on and on. These were just the ones I saw from this very last video. There are so many of you, for one reason or another, who don't even watch the show, but you watch my recap of the show. I would just like to give like a special thank you to you guys. So when I started to review Housewives shows, I wondered if there would be enough people who would be even interested in watching a recap. This kind of came from me watching the show and like having all these feelings and wanting to talk about it. And that's sort of how this whole thing started for me. But the idea that there are people that like are sick of the show, don't watch anymore, or can't. You don't have cable, or where you live, they don't air the episodes. You still watch my recaps, and I just want to take this moment to give you guys a special thank you, because that is so cool, and that is so beyond anything that I ever thought would happen when I started this channel. Like I said, I didn't even think I would get people that watch the show to want to watch my recap, but the idea that I have some people who don't watch the show or gave up on the shows but watch my recap, I don't know, that's just like super cool to me, and I'm really, really grateful. I'm grateful to all of you guys. But that little subgroup of you that kind of secretly hate the Housewives but watch me anyway, thank you so much. Really, thank you. Appreciate it very, very much. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to Jill Informed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. All engagement is important on YouTube and very much appreciated by me. And don't forget to leave a comment. Yours could be the one I read next week on the air. All right, I hope to see you next week at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Bye-bye.